Hello and welcome to this edition of Back in History. In this edition, we bring to you the profile of Bola Ahmed Tinibu, the 16th President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We bring to you his birth, his parentage, his education, his working career, and his political trajectory. He was born 71 years ago, precisely on 29th March 1952. He grew up under the watchful eyes of his parents, and when he came of age, he was enrolled at St. John's Primary School in Lagos State, where he started his elementary education. He later proceeded to the Children's Home School in Ibadan. He then moved to the United States of America, where he enrolled for undergraduate studies, first at Richard J. Daley College in Chicago, and later at Chicago State University, where he graduated in 1979 with a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting. Upon his graduation from Chicago State University, Tinibu was employed by Arthur Andersen Deloitte. He also worked with GTE Services Corporation. He gained reasonable work experience in the United States of America, and in 1983 he returned to his home country, Nigeria. In Nigeria, he joined the multinational oil company Mobil Oil Nigeria, where he served in the accounting department of the company. He rose through the ranks and later became an executive of the company. In 1992, the military government of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida began to lift the ban on politics and promised to return power to civilian administrators by 1993. With this promise, Bola Ahmed Tinibu became interested in politics and declared his intention to run for the seat of senator representing Lagos West Senatorial District. He contested the election under the platform of Social Democratic Party SDP. This was the party of MKO Abiola, and Tinibu was a close associate and ardent supporter of MKO Abiola. The senatorial election held as scheduled, and Bola Ahmed Tinibu emerged as the winner and thus became a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This was the beginning of Bola Ahmed Tinibu's entry into politics in Nigeria. It was a journey from the corporate world to the world of politics. The military did not keep to its word completely as they promised. Elections had taken place for all public offices in the country, and only the office of president was left. In 1993, election was conducted for this office, and MKO Abiola of the SDP was coasting home to victory when the military halted the announcement of the election results. In no time, the election was annulled. There were protests and agitations across Nigeria for the restoration of the mandate to Abiola, but the military was adamant. Nigeria was no more the same. Babangida had no better option at the time than to leave the stage and retire to his home in Niger State. He did exactly that and handed over the reins of power to an interim government headed by Ernest Shonekan. Shonekan governed for a few weeks and got toppled by General Sani Abacha. On assumption of office, Abacha dissolved the National Assembly where Bola Ahmed Tinibu was a serving senator. Tinibu's venture into politics was thus truncated by Abacha's military junta. Tinibu returned to Lagos and began to galvanize like minds who formed the National Democratic Coalition (NADECO) as a platform upon which stiff opposition was to be mounted against the military junta of Sani Abacha. NADECO took the story of Nigeria abroad and sought the support of the international community in the quest for return of Nigeria to democratic rule. Tinibu soon became a target of the military, and left with no better option, Tinibu fled from Nigeria and took refuge abroad. While in exile along with other pro-democracy activists like Wole Soyinka, Fayemi Kayode, and many others, the fight for the return of the country to democratic rule continued and became intensified with the establishment of Radio Kudirat, a clandestine radio station whose transmitters were hosted away from Nigeria and way beyond the reach of the military. In June 1998, Abacha died in office. He was immediately succeeded by General Abdul Salami Abubakar. Abubakar refused to hold tight to office and thus made immediate preparations for the conduct of democratic elections and handover of government to democratically elected leaders. Political parties were formed and the ban on politics was lifted. Bola Ahmed Tinibu then returned to Nigeria from exile and declared interest to run for the office of Governor of Lagos State. He contested under the platform of the Alliance for Democracy and won the election and was sworn in as Governor of Lagos State. 4 years later, he won a re-election and served out the term in 2007. Tinibu remained in politics many years after leaving office. He became a rallying point in the politics of Lagos and in the politics of Nigeria. He maintained great political influence and had a say on who became governor of Lagos State. He played a critical role in the emergence and election of Babatunde Fashola as governor of Lagos. Fashola served for 2 terms of 4 years each. Tinibu also played a significant role in the emergence and election of Akinwumi Ambode as governor of Lagos State. Ambode succeeded Fashola but only served for 1 term of 4 years. Tinibu again played a significant role in the emergence of Babajide Sanwo-Olu as the governor of Lagos State. It is therefore beyond dispute that Tinibu has been a recurring figure in the politics of Lagos State, Nigeria since his entry into politics in 1992 till this day, a period of not less than 30 years. Persons contesting for the office of President of Nigeria, even on the platform of opposition political parties, have all had cause to consult Bola Ahmed Tinibu to ask for his support. In 2015, Bola Tinibu took a political decision which many analysts have said was one of his best rewarding political decisions in his political career. He went into an alliance with some political parties to form a formidable force against the People's Democratic Party, which was the ruling party in Nigeria at the time. Tinibu became the national leader of the alliance. In no time, the alliance gathered momentum, and when the time arrived for the nomination of its presidential candidate, the alliance settled for retired military general Muhammadu Buhari. The alliance took the name APC and went on vigorously with its campaigns with Bola Ahmed Tinibu as its major financier. When the general election was held, the APC won, and by implication, Bola Ahmed Tinibu's political strategy had worked. For the 8 years of Buhari's administration, Tinibu was in Nigeria's corridor of power and was very close to the president. Throughout Buhari's tenure, Tinibu was held in high esteem, ostensibly in appreciation of the tremendous support which he gave to Buhari during the electioneering campaigns that saw to Buhari's emergence as civilian president of Nigeria. Towards the end of Buhari's administration, Bola Ahmed Tinibu made his interest known that he would contest for the office of President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He faced serious opposition from within his political party, but with the passage of time, the road began to ease for him to pass. The road eventually eased when he emerged at the primaries of his political party as the presidential flag bearer of the party. He was accused of not having a degree certificate from Chicago State University. He was also accused of dual citizenship. He was also accused of concealment of his true age. He was also accused of involvement in narcotics in the United States of America. most of these issues went to court, but all fell by the wayside. Tinibu continued to forge on with his ambition and characteristically offered very limited responses to these allegations and spoke sparingly to the media. Eventually, the attacks against him began to go silent, one after the other. In essence, none of the allegations against Tinibu saw the light of the day or was able to stop him from contesting for the office of President of Nigeria. In February 2023, he contested at the general election and was declared by the Electoral Commission as the winner of the election. On 29th May 2023, he was sworn in by the Chief Justice of Nigeria as the 16th President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. By the Constitution of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinibu doubles as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the country. The man Bola Ahmed Tinibu has been through several phases in his life. He has risen to the zenith of the political ladder in Nigeria. By the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he has a 4-year tenure and shall be eligible to contest for a second term if he decides to contest and if he has the nod of his political party and the Nigerian people by that time. Tinibu is married to Senator Oluremi Tinibu, and together they have 3 children, namely Zainab Abishola Tinibu, Habibat Tinibu, and Olayinka Tinibu. It has been recorded also that Tinibu had 3 children from previous relationships, namely Jide Tinibu, who was born in October 1974 but unfortunately passed on in London in October 2007. Folashade Tinibu, who was born in June 1976, and Sheyi Tinibu, who was born in October 1985. Tinibu means so much to his children, all of whom hold him in very high esteem. He is also loved and cherished by his wife, Senator Oluremi Tinibu. While Tinibu is a Muslim, his wife Oluremi is a Christian and a pastor at the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Tinibu means different things to different people. Tinibu was recently conferred with Nigeria's national honor of Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, GCFR, by President Muhammadu Buhari. Tinibu holds the traditional titles of Asiwaju of Lagos and the Jagaban of the Bogu Emirate in Niger State. Thanks for watching this episode of Back in History, and do remember to subscribe to the channel or follow the page for regular notification on every new video.